I know you had said about, as a defender, you have to kind of communicate and sort of, be almost a coach on the field, because you're seeing, kind of what's coming. So what are some of the difficulties? Because I know DC United, and of course any soccer team, there's been a lot of changes in the roster recently. So how do you handle, kind of figuring out how to communicate with people when the people are changing? And I know even some of the new players are from other countries and might not speak English or have the same kind of lingo or that you use. So how do you kind of handle communicating with new people all the time in new ways?
Well, I mean, something we always say in this sport is that soccer has one language. And so no matter what the language that the person that's playing it is speaking, usually, you have enough general knowledge of being able to communicate through the way you move and through the way you play. And, I've been in teams where there's 15 different languages spoken. I've been with guys who I didn't know anything about them outside of their soccer career or during the field. I didn't know if they had wife or kids or anything, but somehow we were able to be really good friends inside the pitch and communicate without even speaking the same language. It's the beauty of the game that we figure it out as we go. And I think constant roster rotations are something that professional sports teams will deal with always. That's always part of the job. And it's something that, I'll always have to be aware of that at any moment. I can be on another roster and I have to deal with learning how to, communicate with my new teammates. But in this situation, because I've now been here, I guess, long enough, almost, 18 months, 2 years, I have enough of a feel for the club and the way that the roster is situated that it's my job to help welcome players in and to make them feel as comfortable as possible. I've been in that situation where you're coming from a new country, you don't speak the language, you don't know where you're going to live next week, what the grocery store is, what, any of the restaurants to go to. It's all new. And so I think getting people as comfortable as they can and adjusted as quickly as they can into their new reality is what makes them settle in and also open up and become a little bit more vulnerable to you and wanting to share with you and say, hey, actually I have a child, I have a wife, and here's my family, and you can get to know them. And instead of being like closed off and not letting anybody in, and then that doesn't help with communication on the field if you're not willing to be open to the person next to you and realize that these guys in the field next to you are your only people that are going to be able to help you in a game. The fans and stuff aren't going to come onto the field and help you score, or they can encourage you, but they can't help do your job for you. It's only the people next to you. So yeah, that line of communication and getting to know each other as quickly as possible is essential for a team to thrive.